already think they're smarter than you are. I had to tell my daughter one time, who's now, she's 35 now, 30, whatever, she was born in 78, she's 35 now. I had to tell her one time, I said, just give me credit for knowing at least 28 years more than you know. Because I've been living that much longer than you. She could be 3 years old and think she knows as much as you did. Like, excuse me, I've been living a little longer. You tell her something, no it's not. She disputes you and say, you're not right. So they already think they know more, so don't let them catch you in not knowing it. So you want to know some of that stuff. My great niece, my sister said she was over my niece and great niece's house, and the great niece is 10 now. She's really always in. Her mom's a little bitty little something. She's 33, I guess, 34, 33 something. And she's always trying to catch her mother in something, and she said her mother was telling her mother's auntie, my other sister, she said, yeah, she said they were having a fundraiser. She works in the school too. She's a para. And she said, yeah, she said, they even have gluten-free things. And my sister said she caught it, but she wasn't going to embarrass her, correct her. She said her daughter, though, she went, did you say gluten-free? And she just laughed and laughed. She said, it's gluten-free. And I'm thinking, how'd she know even about gluten-free? But I said, but because in school now the kids have classmates who are allergic to this and that, so they always know this one has to have a gluten-free, this one allergic to peanuts. So she knew. Boy, she did not let her mom live that day. She told everybody who called that day, do you know my mom said gluten-free? So they're always waiting for you. Okay, metric measures are much easier than that. And Blake, why is there a leap year? What makes leap year?
Oh, God. I'm not really 100% sure.
Over the earth around the sun.
The rotation of the earth around the sun takes how long?
For the day or for the year?
Well, it doesn't go around the sun in a day. It goes around itself in a day.
Itself, right.
How long does it take it to go around the sun?
365 days plus 6 hours.
All right. That's why we have leap year, because in the fourth year, every 6 hours, 4 years makes up to 24 hours, which is another day. I'm going to ask you tomorrow. Hi, Aggie. How are you? How are you, Aggie? You all right? When you talk about metric, it deals, like I said, in tens. It's like our number system and our decimal system. So it makes it a little easier than in our customary system. Six things you have to memorize to understand the whole metric system. Well, seven. The whole metric system that you're ever asked. These are the prefixes that are used to tell how many. These are the root words that are used to show what they are. If you are measuring weight, dry weight, you're talking about grams. When you are measuring liquid, you're talking about liters. And when you are measuring linear, measuring along a line, you're talking about meters. Okay? for those that are used to the customary measurement, to get a kind of an idea of what these units are, grams are kind of like ounces in terms of its small unit of weight, a gram. That's not very much, okay? A liter is kind of like a quart. Not exactly. 1 liter doesn't make 1 quart. A liter is larger than a quart. A gram is larger than an ounce. I think. I know a liter is bigger than a quart. And meters are kind of like yards. So that gives you kind of an idea. If they talk about 1 meter, is about the same as 1 yard, about from your shoulder to the tip of your middle finger. That's about a meter, okay? So that kind of gives you an idea. So when they talk about it, you have kind of an idea of the size of it, okay? When you put deci in front of any of them, you can have a decigram, you can have a deciliter, you can have a decimeter. Deci means what? 1/10. 1/10 as a fraction, 1/10 as a decimal. That's what deci means. If it's a decigram, it would take 10 of those to make a gram. A deciliter, it would take 10 of those to make a liter. And a meter, it would take 10 of them to make a meter. Centi, well, when you look at deci, to remember that it's 10 or tenth, DEC, decimal system, is the 10. That's what it comes from. Decade, how many years in a decade? 10. Anytime you see DEC, it means 10. So you don't have to memorize that. It ought to make sense to you. December, we're in December now, right? The 10th month, right? Or so gullible. But he did what I said at the beginning of it. I said if a female says right, you say right. You can keep a woman that way. But you'd be wrong.
She'll be right though.
She'll be right. She's always right. But in that case, she was not right, correct?
Right, I guess.
Because December is not the 10th month, is it?
No, the 12th.
It's the 12th month.
It's
And,
the 10th.
and Griselda's going to tell you why it's not the 10th month.
Because of Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar.
See, after about 3 or 4 times, you're going to remember it too. That's why she does now.
Because what?
Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar, they were great warriors back, they were Romans, they conquered a lot of the known world at that time for Greece and Rome and the citizens, and they were rewarded for that. There used to only be 10 months in the year. December was the last month. Think about October. What does oct mean? Octagon has how many sides?
8.
If you knew oct, you'd know that. Octuplets, octopus, everything oct has what?
8.
8. But October is no longer the 8th month, is it? November. Nueve. Means what?
9.
9. November used to be the 9th month. Sept. Septuplets. How many? 7. September used to be the 7th month. And then December used to be the 10th month. But Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar, they gave them months. They divided the year again and made it into 12 months and pushed July and August It used to go from June to September. And they put in July and August for Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar. Push these down. See, it used to be 6 months and then 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. But now it's 6 months, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. So it threw it off. So there's something else I want to ask you. You never know when. Like Griselda put her on the spot right there.
I don't get why they didn't just switch it around.
Well, because they were important people, and they wanted to give them months that were the prime time of the year, the middle of the year, the best weather, I guess, the best bounty, and so that was an honor. They didn't want to just stick them on to the end of the year. Okay.
So they were like good rulers, or?
Well, do you know the story about Julius Caesar? You need to read that. That's a classic. William Shakespeare wrote a play about Julius Caesar. And they were probably good for the Roman people and the people of Greece because they were conquering lands. Of course, they weren't good for the people who they conquered and made into slaves, but that was just the way things were all around in the old world that way. They just got more treasures for Rome, and all hail to the emperor and stuff. So they were good. He was Julius Caesar and Cleopatra were in love. You read the story, it's a good story.